Hi guys, welcome back. It's Amanda and welcome to my nook or my pantry. And today I need to be making myself some yogurt, and I use coconut milk to make yogurt, so it's non-dairy. And I've got a little yogurt maker here, and this is what we're going to be using. It makes it directly into its little pots, and it's really simple. It takes 5 seconds to make the recipe and then into the machine where it stays for 24 hours. Let's get going. Firstly, this is the brand of coconut milk that I use. It doesn't have the gum in it, so that it does work quite well to making a nice Greek style thicker yogurt. The key thing with it though is you do need to put it in a refrigerator, because all coconut milk contains some coconut water, so the different brands have different amounts. This doesn't have very much coconut water, and you can skip this step if you want, but if you want a really nice thick yogurt, I recommend putting it in the fridge overnight, and then we'll open it up and we will then add our cultures and then pop our yogurts into the machine and come back tomorrow and it'll all be made. So once it's open, as you can see, it's lovely and thick. So this is what you're wanting instead of really thin coconut milk. So by putting it in the fridge overnight, you're able to remove that really thick coconut milk from the top. And you'll also need some cultures. So these are a couple of pots of yogurt that I'd previously made from the last batch, so I always keep a couple of pots to make up my next batch, so I can show you the consistency of what the yogurt will look like in a couple of days' time. Lovely active yogurt with all those bubbles on top of it. That's what we want. So we want to be able to get access to a really good active culture, and we're going to add this to our cans of coconut cream, or coconut milk I should say. So just using a spoon and just removing the thick coconut milk. That's solidified by having it in the fridge, or really low temperatures helps as well. What'll be remaining will be coconut water, which I'll keep, and I'll add that to some soup as well, or the next time I'm making a curry, which will actually, I've got a Thai curry soup going on the stove tomorrow, so I'll use it for that, so there'll be no waste. Doing the pantry challenge and using all ingredients from the kitchen and pantries, fridges, freezers, stock, but not purchasing any new items means I get to use up all of the items that's in the cupboard, and I can replenish my stocks. Now there's still some solidified coconut cream at the bottom of this. I'm going to strain off the coconut water. Okay, pretty simply done. What you need for making the yogurt is 10 grams of either another natural yogurt is what you can start your culture with, or you're going to need a starter itself, the powder form that you would add to your yogurt. So for every 100 grams of yogurt, you then add 10 grams of a culture or another yogurt. In this case, I've already got a couple of pots of yogurt which was made from that starter a few weeks ago. So I'm just going to add this yogurt that I already have, which is active, to my coconut milk, and then I'll dispense it into the jars and set my coconut machine. So simply put, you'll need 100 grams of natural yogurt, or you're going to need a starter, to 2 cans of coconut milk that's been chilled in the fridge overnight, mixed well together, and then this goes into a yogurt maker or a yogurt machine. 24 hours later, it then goes in the refrigerator for 12 hours, and then you've got yourself yogurt which is ready to add to some fresh vanilla or some fruit or whatever flavour you like. I love apple cinnamon, but I always add some vanilla to mine as well. So we're just going to mix in the cultured yogurt, or the culture that you had, mixing it in with the coconut milk, so it's really well dispersed. This is still quite thick because it's still really chilled. Such a simple recipe. 2 ingredients. Once you've made your yogurt, you just continue to keep at least 100 grams of the natural yogurt to start your next culture. You can keep that in the bottom of the fridge, or just keep it refrigerated for up to a couple of weeks before you need to use it again. Okay, filled up my little batter pourer, perfect for filling these pots. Guam gum is what you want to make sure your coconut milk does not contain, so guam, G-U-A-M. So my experience with coconut yogurt is any of the coconut milk that contains the guam doesn't work, the guam gum, and also coconut cream's too fatty. It won't work either. So you do need to use coconut milk, and you just got to find a product that doesn't contain the guam gum. And this one doesn't, and it's one that I've used several times, so I know this one works. By several, I mean I make this every week. It's something just as a mainstay in this household. Okay, so it's my coconut milk that I'll use in a recipe later on, but this is the yogurt to go into our pots now. Really love these are pancake dispensers or batter dispensers, and they're just perfect. Nice little gadget that's been sitting in my cupboard for decades, but for doing the yogurts, it's really good. It was really good for cheese making at one point as well. Usually get about 8 or 9 pots, depending on how much I fill them up. These are quite full, so I probably will only get the 6. And 6 is plenty. So reserving one of the larger ones for the next batch. That gives me 5 pots of yogurt before I need to make up another batch. Okay. And no mess. Easy. Now, obviously, if you've got one of the Easy-O yogurt makers, that will work as well. You'll just need to change the water and keep it warm for the full 24 hours, which is why I prefer to use this machine. Also, I get to set my temperature and keep it stable. So at 40 degrees, we're going to set this for 24 hours. And then start the timer. So 24 hours, and it will turn itself off. This is why I like this machine. It's winter, and so this way my yogurt stays at 40 degrees for the next 24 hours, and then it's ready to go into the refrigerator. And I've got myself 6 beautiful pots of coconut yogurt ready to add flavourings to. Simples. Okay, on to the dehydration. Going to be busy today. I've got quite a few to do preparations, so I'm currently dehydrating some shallots from the garden, some Baileys from the gardens, and I'm also doing gluten-free bread as well, and going to stop and have some soup. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I haven't stopped yet today. It has just been one of those days. Again, simple dehydrator with a timer and a thermometer thermostat control, so I can regulate it. You can see this is set at 45 degrees, and it's going to continue to cook these for 6 hours or until they're done. Simple. Another job done, out of the way for the day. And that's my day for so far. All right, thanks for joining in and viewing. And I'll post the video on the gluten-free bread as soon as I'm done. And I'll pop the recipe as such as the recipe is when it comes to this yogurt in the descriptions as well. Thank you. Bye.